Hola chat, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué tal les va? Hoy vamos a jugar Apex Legends. Vamos a seguir con la viciada que teníamos ayer. No tanto tiempo. Aproveché para hacer este stream ahorita en la tarde. Seguro son las 3. A las 6 definitivamente tenemos que apagar. Pero digo que al menos vamos a estar aquí 2 horas y media. Así que Apex 2 horas y media de chill. Y después el Fabio hoy termina temprano de trabajar. Entonces él va a regresar a su casa y me va a llamar para que juguemos de First Descendant. Hoy salió la nueva actualización de First Descendant, donde viene la Ultimate Freina. Entonces vamos a empezar a viciarle para sacar a la Freina, ¿no? Así es, así es. Eso vamos a hacer el día de hoy. Va a ser un stream en 2 partes.
Fall into hell.
No sé qué le está pasando a mi cámara a la aérea, pero no está aguantando, no soporta. No soporta estar encendida tanto tiempo. Y se apaga sola y se vuelve loca. Ay, 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 ay. A ver. ¿Cómo se calienta? Está bien caliente. Y póngale un poquito el lente. Ah, es que no la encendimos. O se quedó trabada. No, se quedó trabada. Bro. ¿Qué le está pasando a mi cam? Se trabó, pero ¿por qué? Esperen, solo vamos a arreglar esto. ¡Oh! Se que se Vamos a quitarle el módulo. No, eso pinta mal, la verdad. Pinta mal. Ay, ojalá no se haya arruinado. Creo que sí va pintando mal. ¿En azul? Nunca enciende. La no te creo, se arruinó mi cámara. Se arruinó, chat. No, queda azul. Pero, o sea, después de la luz azul, enciende la cámara. Pero esto no está haciendo nada. La no te creo. Long press entre 15 a 20 segundos para forzar el apagado. Ahí está, ya la apagué. Prendámosla. Mm, no prende. A ver si la prendemos solo así sin lente. ¿Qué pasa? Eso nunca lo había hecho. Ah, es que no tiene la batería. Sí, pues no, no. Sí, pues nunca lo había hecho porque nunca. A ver, lo voy a cambiar. Le voy a dar la vuelta. Chance y eso funciona. Tiene un sonido bonito. Ahí está. Ahí está. Ay, no, miren. Activé sin querer el auto zoom. Ok. Vamos a apagarla. A darle vuelta al módulo y a prenderla de nuevo para ver si. Para ver qué pasa. Eh, ahí está. Arreglamos un hotfix ahí. Buenísimo. Bueno, ahí lo voy a ver luego. Hoy no habrá toma aérea, simplemente. ¿Qué efecto tan raro el de la ventana? ¿Qué ventana? ¿Qué ventana? No, se queda trabada la cámara, chat, a la gran. Así no- Yo creo que ya no tiene ni update de firmware esta cosa. O sea, ya como que su soporte de eso ya expiró. ¿Qué ventana de aquí? No. De aquí para acá. Ahorita que configuraste la cámara, se miró raro. Ah, ya. Ah, no, no vi. Ahí lo voy a ver en el bot. Espérame. Vamos a probar una vez más al modo que no quería. Ay, no puedo, chat, no puedo. No puedo poner mis propias cámaras. Ahí está. Es que el problema es de que aquí va a quedar al revés. Voy a tener que darle la vuelta a esto. Ah. Ay, conectada. Ay, Dios. ¿Cuándo voy a aprender, digo yo? Toma aérea. Ok, ok. Está en verde. Me gusta. ¿Será que se arruinó uno de los set de pines? Y solo me va a dejar usar la cámara así ahora. Pero si es así el módulo de 360 no me va a hacer... Bueno, nunca lo usé pues, pero... Si lo hubiera querido usar, no me va a servir. Aguántenme tantito. Solo quiero probar aquí. Deactivate, activate. Misteriosos los caminos del Insta One R. Ayer fallé todo con la Nemesis. Vamos a practicar un poquito con la Nemesis. Fallé la última fight con la Nemesis. No puede ser. Con mira, con esto. Otra arma. Practicamos los shotguns. Shotguns y la consentida. La consentida de toda la familia. Ay, Dios. Si lo tengo enfrente.
Wouldn't you know it, I've leveled up. Let's choose an upgrade.
Vamos a poner más cómodos.
Beware, outlaws. A new upgrade.
Ok. Me siento ligero, fluido, alivianado. Vamos a arranques de una vez. Me siento bien, me siento bien. Tal vez si sale a hacer stream en la tarde mejor que en la noche, ¿verdad? Es que en la noche, la madre, se los juro que a veces prendo stream en la noche así como... "Ah, estoy cansado. Quisiera irme a dormir de una vez mejor. Pero no. No puedo dejarlos solos. 10% de batería, no. ¿Saben qué voy a hacer? Voy a ponerle transparencia a esto para ver el juego. No, porque si le pongo transparencia solo voy a ver el de esto porque este es full res. Probemos, a ver. ¿Dónde se hace eso? Interface. Skins. Transparency. Sí, cabal. Solo que fuera Bordered de esto. Podríamos ver el juego, pero con Bordered perdemos bastante. Perdemos como 20 FPS.
I'm going to tear them apart.
Introducing your champion. Hope you're not afraid to get your hands dirty.
I'm Jam. Devil's deeds.
Pegamos aquí.
Land there for a tactical advantage. Destroy them with decorum.
Aquí viene gente.
A wee baddie landed in your back.
Doble crawler.
First blood. The game's afoot.
Ellos tienen el high ground. Tal vez no sería conveniente ir a pusharles.
Looting over
Yo voy a lootear
there.
aquí.
I'll let you know if there are any scraps. There's a charming spot.
We're all inside the ring. Fantastic.
Extra supplies here. Let's fill your pockets, companions.
New kill leader appointed.
There's a new kill leader. No need to make a fuss. They'll need me.
Optics por 3.
Explosive hold opening explosively.
A ver qué hay para mí aquí. Un arma de energía no hay.
Extended energy mag here. Level 4. I need a hop up. Boosted loader.
I need looking for a hop up. Hammer point.
I'm looting here. What do you get for the billionaire who has everything?
Voy en el lift, voy en el lift. ¡Ah, ya se va a terminar!
Smart bullets hunting foe. Smart bullets hit our foe.
Good work. We're outside the next ring.
Excellent. It's not safe to come to my aid.
Hold set. I got your back. Hostile. Danger close. Enemy down.
Ah, no hay igual lift.
Just a wee scratch, dear.
Enemy here. We've an enemy here.
Close. Shields recharging. All those bomb pots are down for the count.
Hooligan spotted.
On your feet, darling. Plenty of fight left in you.
Well, well, well. I've a new upgrade.
One sec. Anyone need a pick-me-up? On your feet, darling. Plenty of fight left in you.
Sí se puede, sí se puede.
Recharging my shields.
Here. Rejuvenating.
Employing a good to know teamwork isn't it?
I got it.
Reloading.
Rejuvenating.
Replenishing my shields.
Being shot at. Grenade out.
Shot at.
Hola, man.
Rude.
Spotted. Double timing it.
Replenishing my shields.
Shields recharging.
I'm knackered. Need a moment to heal. Companions, move here.
Beat the leg.
Companions, move
Tango
here.
near me. Give my shields a recharge.
Giving a frag the core. Let's blow that bloody place up. I'm deploying in evac tower. Healing. Evac tower deployed here.
Let's go there.
We should move there, companions. I'm knackered. Need a moment to heal.
Milky there. This could get interesting.
Replenishing my shields.
Ah, sí tengo la 30-30, va.
Recharging my shields.
Already on my mark. Firing for effect.
Hunker down.
On my mark.
Smart bullets hunting.
Ambush, ambush. There's another squad. Spotted. Double timing it. The other is hit.
Zipline here.
Spotted.
We've an enemy there.
Enemy spotted.
Vámonos, 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 vámonos.
Unleashing my singularity. Flinging an arc star.
Replenishing my shields. Hooligan there. Enemy there. Enemy shield. Being shot at. The nerve. Replenishing my shield. Go here. Reloading. I hit an enemy. Broken enemy shield. Rude. Recharging my shields.
And we're shooting.
Need help,
Into an orbit
companions.
series. Grenade! Thermite out. Reloading. And we've got another squad on us. Broken enemy shield. Shields recharging. Pick me up. Deployed.
We must
Get the
retrieve
ball,
that banner.
Spider.
Half the squad still draw their
Rejuvenating.
miserable
Guard the
breaths.
dog.
Our foes don't consider my smart bullet. Our foes shields, if you please.
Being shot at. I claim this banner in the name of... And we've got another squad on us.
The ring isn't far, and we've 1 minute to make the trip. Splendid. I'm now. Go here.
Need shields. Ring's closing in 45 and we're right next door.
I'm healing. I've acquired a mobile respawn beacon.
Just a tick. Healing up.
Enemy here. Cheeky sod. Pitching a frag.
In an evac tower.
We should move there, companions.
I can.
Focus.
How about a wee pixie up?
I'm activating a respawn beacon. Help is on the way.
Got to do some casting here. Shields recharging.
Care package incoming. Does your generation usually require this level of assistance?
Being shot at.
Smart bullet deployed. Being shot at.
Light ammo.
Pitching a frag.
Being shield.
Recharging my shield.
Diamond round shot. That way. Care package over there. Off the mic. I'm spotted. Numpty spotted.
Shield cell here.
That way. He's red. Right here. Shooting at me.
Beginning ring countdown.
Third party. Tango's trying to corner us.
upgrade. Outstanding.
Replicator being delivered.
Replenishing my shield. The replicator descends.
Loot bins have been restocked.
Healing.
Need shield. The ring's heal it up.
Shield cell here. Replenishing my shields.
Nice.
I'm healing.
There is a new kill leader.
What's my back, pals? Rejuvenating. 45 seconds. The
The old
ring
me
ain't
would
far
have
at
let
all.
you rot. Get downed again. Head in that direction.
Death box here. Eye sharp. The ring's near and closing in 30. Shields recharging.
Take heart, companions. Deploying an evac tower.
10 seconds. Just ahead. Give my shields a recharge.
We should journey there. Spotted a foe over there. Chop, I should journey there.
Got to do some crafting, dears. Care package dropping from.
Blast, I'm taking damage. Hooligans have been there. Here, now.
Aye.
Additional foes
Looking for the hop
assailants.
up. Hammer point.
Reloading. An enemy here.
Round 4.
Saw someone out there. Stay focused.
Shields
Got her.
recharging. I've reached max level. Oh, delightful. Devotion here.
Attention, delivering replicator.
Oh my, a replicator's popping by. Extend. Rings near, darlings, and we've got a whole 45 seconds of free time. Singularity deployed. Find your cartons. Fling it on star. Tossing their right. Fire! There's a wee uptake. Eye sharp. The ring's near. And tossing their right. Shields recharged. Reloading.
Tres squads.
Only 2 more squads. They'll feel that roll soon enough. Rejuvenation. Let's break some circuits.
champion.
Yeah, that's right. What you gonna do? Whine on the feet or step up?
I'm the jump master. I lead the way.
Bring in the noise, boys.
Trust me, we want to land over here. Let's go! Allons-y! I'm going to see if there's any loot that way.
How clever. I'll go too.
Attention. First blood.
First blood already. That's what happens when you get too excited.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Ah,
1 minute. Rings close by. Light ammo here.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Evo harvesters are now available.
Grab that. It's our teammate's banner. We should move here. A few more meters and we'll be inside the ring. 30 seconds to go.
Crafting over here.
Attention. There is a new kill leader.
There's a new... Let's go here. Allons-y. Ten seconds. The ring is close.
Warning. Movement in progress.
Ring's closing and we're all in the danger zone.
Reloading.
Under fire.
Round 2.
A second squad is attacking us. Reloading.
Avoid here.
Optics here. Mid-range.
Here.
They're sending a replicator down if you need one.
Buy and fly. We've got to move. Half the squads are down. There's a fool killed every minute.
Reloading.
Shooting. Reloading.
Reloading.
Reloading. I'm in trouble.
Fire.
Charging over shield.
Reloading. Quick, here.
1 sec. Healing up.
Replicator here. It's not empty. Recharging my shields.
I need shields.
entendí por qué tanto volamos.
You bleed, you sweat, you get what you put in.
They'll go where I tell them to go.
Introducing your champion.
Hold your breath, if you have to breathe.
I'm going to see if there's any loot that way.
Backpack here, level 2.
Round 1. Beginning ring countdown.
Great, already inside the ring.
Ay, Dios.
I'm crafting something. Suddenly,
Gotta hop up here.
Attention.
Boosted loader.
First blood.
Crafting. 1 minute, friends.
First kill. On the bright side, it wasn't us.
Attention. There is a new kill leader. Evo harvesters are
there's a new
now
kill leader.
available.
That's a target on their back.
I am taking fire, friends.
Broke their shields. A whole team won.
Attention.
What a play!
Kill leader has been eliminated. The champion has been eliminated.
Repairing.
There's a new champion.
I leveled up. Reload.
Dead enemy. I got you, friend.
Warning. Ring movement in progress.
We're inside the ring. I'm positive.
I'm healing up.
Just topping off my shield.
I am repairing myself.
The perfect upgrade.
Healing.
Healing my wounds.
Care package being delivered.
I'm healing up. Care package coming down. Hopefully we need gear or a top up.
Healing my wounds.
Recharging my shields. 1 sec.
Using grapple. Care package over there. Never mind.
I'm going to search for loot over there.
Care package over there.
Be alert. I think I heard an enemy this way.
Contact. Open. Broke that enemy shield. Reload. The enemies are shooting at me. Using grapple.
Tossing a grenade.
Snare!
An enemy shield. Reloading.
Reloading.
Grenade. Down.
Cracked an enemy shield. Enemy taken down.
Reloading. Enemy killed.
Healing my wounds.
shield. One sec.
Recharging my shield. Healing my wounds. Upgraded and good to go. The circuit is complete.
Repairing. Optics here. Close range.
Let's go here. Allons-y.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Optics here. Mid-range. I'm crafting something. Suddenly,
Healing my wounds. That's a happy fence. If the fence gets crossed, let's go. That way.
Round
Evo
2.
Harvester here.
Beginning
I
of
located
countdown.
enemy positions. They should be on your map.
That way. Come on.
Let's go over there.
Replicator being delivered.
Look, it's raining replicators.
Power deploying. Target over there.
Shush now. No more stones.
I am taking fire, friend.
Frag out. Number. Taking shots here.
Enemy taken down.
Putting down a fence.
More enemies down.
Reloading. And then more. Nice. Another squad is here. Look alive.
Oh no, an enemy landed near me.
Recharging my shields. Fence placed. Anyone passes through here, we'll know.
Enemy over there. Cracked an enemy shield. Reloading.
Reload. That was the last one.
Attention.
Bye-bye,
There is a
squad.
new kill
Good
leader.
job. Great. I'm the new kill leader.
Healing my wounds. Enemy in sight.
Recharging my shields. One sec.
Contact.
Opponent there.
Broke that enemy. Broke that enemy shield. Grapple. I am down. Hostile right here.
Tossing a grenade.
I've been snared.
Hold on. Come on. This way.
Minus one opponent. Camera launching.
Attention. Delivering care
Recharging
package.
shield.
Care package coming
shield to recharge.
We're outside the next ring.
Attention.
Did you know I
Refills
designed it?
have been
Well, I
restocked.
did.
Attention. Delivery.
I need shotgun ammo.
Look, it's raining replicators.
Recharging my shield. 1 sec. Backpack here. Level 3. Shotgun bolt here. Level 2.
I've achieved maximum power. Level. Maximum level.
Little message for the competitors.
Gotta hop up here. Hammer point. Never. Gotta hop up here. Extended heavy mag here. Level 4. Leaving behind my sick care package over there.
Extra supplies here. I'll share.
Shotgun ammo here.
I spotted an
There's an
enemy.
opponent by me.
I spotted an enemy.
Enemy over there. Grappling.
Warning. Movement in progress.
Negating all incoming artillery. Sweet silence. And fencing.
Thermite grenade out.
Fence them in, fence them out.
Target spotted.
I see an opponent over there.
Fence in position. If the fence gets crossed, we'll know. Laying fences.
I downed more than one. Reload.
You're sending artillery zero right here.
We killed the last member.
Getting shot at. Not today, cup of tea. You got people depending on you.
I am taking some damage. 1 minute. The ring isn't far.
Healing my wounds.
Recharging my
Cracked an enemy shield. Full squad down. Now, Mozambique here.
I sent 2 enemy squads left.
Shield
I
go
want that.
here. Level 4.
Elise, ring closes in 45.
I am repairing myself.
Gotta hop up here. Hammer point. Recharging my shield. Don't worry about me.
Shield battery here.
I am repairing myself.
Optics here. Close range.
Grappling.
Healing my wounds. Let's go there.
I'm crafting. Shield battery here.
10 seconds. The ring is
Care
close.
package over there.
I spotted an enemy.
I'm crafting something. Suddenly,
Reloading. Enemy taken down.
And fencing. If the fence gets crossed,
Who's ready to fly on a zip line? I am.
reloading.
Fire. Reloading.
reloading.
I am taking fire, friends.
Just topping off my shields.
Giving my shields a recharge.
Need assistance here.
Recharging my shield. 1 sec.
Please.
I am taking fire, friends.
Taking shots here. Down an enemy.
Cracked an enemy shield.
Need assistance here.
Nice. Another squad is here. Look alive.
I see somebody.
Enemy down.
Enemy. Door. There.
I am taking fire.
No puede ser.
Too slow.
Apex champions.
Ya se trabó. Sí. Ay, no. No, hombre, esto estuvo mal ir por la tirolina. Es que siempre que vas para arriba tenés de perder. Así, así de fácil, tenerlas de perder. Ellos tenían buena posición, ellos tendrían que haber ganado el juego. Pero lucharon contra nosotros. ¿Qué le va a pasar a esta cámara, yo?
Lasers set and capacitors charged.
Yo que mi compu ya me quiere abandonar. Pobrecita.
A target link is so close to smell 'em. This way, let's go. Taking fire. I cracked a target's shield. Reloading. Voice jumping. Launching to an angle. Recharge, frag out. They spotted me.
Enemy shield is broken. Reloading.
Need to recharge. We're already inside the next ring. I'm finding it. Getting shot at.
That's the first of many lights. Reloading.
Hola, cómo me vino. Cómo me cayó ese tipo.
Harvesters are
Watch my
on
back. I'm healed. Over here. Follow me. Broken enemy shield. Getting shot at. Firing. Getting scissors down. Shattered the prey shield. Another squad pouncing on us.
¿Por qué no me revivió la Vantage?
Enemy reviving here.
Este sí me agarró por sorpresa.
in progress.
Don't revive me.
La Vantage jugó muy raro. Me hubiera revivido. Ahí no lo estaban pushando. ¿Y si ponemos roquito? A ver. Ah, pongamos el rock que descargamos ayer. Eso estaba en pop rock, soft rock. Pusimos dos cosas. No lo pusimos acá. Ah, bien lo pusimos, pero hay que actualizar.
Introducing your champion.
Come on, let's see
Ah,
if
qué
we're
chilero
matched.
ese. Nunca lo había visto. Esa de la Wingman.
I'm the jump master.
Damos
Don't
el
look
salto.
so shocked.
No me gusta mi team. No me gustan. Ok,
I'm the jump master.
caigamos aquí en
Trust
medio.
me. I know the ring best.
Aquí.
Let's land here. Let's go. I'm going to search for loot over there.
Attention. First blood.
Got our first worm food, compadres. Yo, explosive hold here.
Anybody get a
Can anyone
nade?
open it? Gotta see what's in there.
Attention.
Might be loot over there. I'm going to find out. Setting a fence. Fence them in, fence them out.
Call company, and they're not here to
Hay gente aquí.
Bad Jewish, I'm not.
Ah, no. Se equivocó, dice.
Do you want it 2 times? Not it 2 times.
Attention. Evo harvesters are online.
Optics here. Close range.
Yes.
Have the evac, let's go.
Throwing down an evac tower.
Desde el cielo.
Where are we going?
Listen up. Evac tower went up here. Let's check out that area.
I saw someone, and I don't think they're selling cookies.
Feel such.
I'm going to back the back of the shield.
I broke an enemy. I downed an enemy. Reloading. I see somebody.
Reloading. Throwing third.
Reloading. I defeated an adversary. We're one step closer to winning.
Looks like you've been hitting the range. Care package incoming.
We've got company.
Right here, right here, right here. Res.
Down. Need a medic.
Help, please.
He's got a thirst, he's got a thirst. Oh my god.
You're not. I'm helping.
He's so bad. He's so bad.
That's what you're supposed to say, right? That was
I'm
the
just gonna
last
shield
one.
swap.
Bye bye, squad. Hold on. Let me help you. Excellent. Recharging my shield.
Healing. Watch my back.
Un momento, healing.
Healing my wounds.
Hells yeah. Half the squads are toast.
Recharging my shield. Healing my wounds.
Off the mark. Need a rag. Firing.
Yo, crack
shields will recharge.
Recharging my shields.
Watch your kneecaps. Gonna blow up this hold.
I broke an enemy shield. Putting lead down range.
Fence deployed. Anyone passes through here, we'll know.
Cover me. Crafting.
We should move here. Playing with fences.
Bad dudes over there. Ready, set, go. Get shot at. Yo, crack an enemy shield. I'm down. Need assistance here.
That enemy shield is broken. Hold on. Let me help you.
Oven broke. Move down. Need a medic.
Turning down. Pretty good for an electrical engineer, no?
Crack the bad dude's shield.
That's no. No more stones. Reloading. Hold on. Let me help you.
Must go faster.
Round 2. Beginning ring.
Give me a second. Recharging shield. Healing. Watch my back.
And
Two other squads left. Stay focused.
There's
Still
only
anyone's
2 more
standing.
squads? What the hell?
using meds. Come on, come on, come on.
Healing. Watch my
What the
back.
hell happened to the lobby? Is there a hacker?
Yo, crafting over here.
That way. Come on.
Must go faster.
A few more meters to the ring, and still a minute to go.
Throwing down the evac tower.
Ring is nearby. 45 seconds until it closes. I'm crafting. Crafty, no?
Rings around the corner, and we've got 30 seconds.
Cover me. Crafting.
Just us and them.
Oh, what's us first them, so...
There's a jump tower over there. Must go faster.
There's an Evo harvester here.
I'll grab the one that's behind us.
In progress.
We're already in the ring.
Need lead.
Laying fences.
Heads up. Dropping the
Package
pain.
being delivered.
nigga must be cheating.
We have our Apex champions.
Ajá. Hemos estado bastante cerca el día de hoy. Voy a hacer una pequeña pausa, ¿sí? Ahorita regreso. Y miramos si seguimos con Apex o cambiamos a Faro. ¿Cuánto llevamos de Apex? Creo que sí vamos a cambiar de Apex. Vamos a cambiar. Pero pausa un ratito, ¿sí? Mientras les dejo el musicón. Sí, ahorita vengo. Hola. Son 4:30.
So the you are going to send up some type of data, and the whole goal is to update an existing record. But an update is very different from a create in a couple ways. And the first way is that you're going to have to send up the ID. You're going to have to be able to identify that existing record sometimes. Most of the time, it's by the ID. But key point, you are going to have to know the existing record because it kind of makes sense.
Inicialicemos
How
los
are you going to update
servers.
something that you don't even know if it exists? So key point, remember that you're going to have the ID, most likely, or some type of other identifying factor. Also, when you send up an object, it's going to update the whole entire thing. This is very different from a patch, which will only update one or two things. Remember that if you have null here, if you send up null, it's going to change the purchase to null. Or if you have a 1 here, it's going to change or if you have more appropriately, if you have a 0 here, it is going to change the purchase price to null, regardless of whether you expected it to or not. If you don't put anything in there, it's going to put nothing in there. So it's very exact, and it's very different from a patch. But there's also other ways that the update is incredibly different. With a create, we just toss it in an add method, we're good to go. But an update is a little bit more complex because first and foremost, you're going to have to do a search. You're going to have to do a first or default or use some type of searching algorithm to find that existing value. So remember, this is the existing value search that must happen. If you don't search for the existing value, you're not going to be able to find the record, and it kind of makes sense that way. And it's built that way by design. And I spelled search wrong. So existing search value. Also, once you actually get the value that you found through the database, the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to edit that object, which seems kind of strange. And it even gets stranger than this because in the background, Entity Framework is now tracking this. It is tracking the updates that you made. So let's just say in our Microsoft example, we want to change it from Microsoft to Microsoft Software LLC. And we just dot into the company name and make the change directly on the object. And then when we run save changes, boom, that's when the SQL is sent to the database and we now have the actual update. But remember, just like the create, there is tracking going on in the background. And just by editing the actual object isn't going to cut it. You have to run save changes if you want those updates, if you want that SQL to be generated and sent to the server. So let's go ahead, let's hop inside VS Code and let's get coding. So inside of VS Code, we are in our stock controller file. Let's go ahead into here and let's go make a put. And very similar to the HTTP post, we are going to have annotations that are going to be above. But one thing that we are going to have to make sure that we do, just as I talked about on the whiteboard, we're going to have to specify our ID. If you want to update, you're going to have an ID, preferably, or some type of identifier. Hopefully that's like the third time. I'm sorry if I'm getting very repetitive. Next thing, we're going to go inside of iActionResult. So we're going to say iActionResult. We're going to do an update, and we're going to go from route. So just remember, from route, from body is we're going to put the JSON in the body. That's how we are going to identify it. But we can also have a from route. We can have our ID, and we can have a from body. So we get the best of both worlds. And look at how this correlates with our whiteboard. We have our ID, then we have our from body. We have both of them, and the ID is being sent through the URL as opposed to the create where you don't want to send anything. Just remember that the create, most of the time, you're not going to send anything because it's new. It does not have an ID. Next thing that we're going to do is we need to make a DTO for this. Each DTO, each type of request DTO is going to be different, and I would highly suggest just biting the bullet and go ahead and creating new DTOs for each separate endpoint because these change so much and so often that you definitely do not want to have the same DTO or the stock DTO for all of them. So let's just go ahead in here. I know it's not fun, but let's go ahead and create an update.
No, no es divertido.
Update.
Tanto archivo, de verdad. A ver, llevemos lo que lleva ella ahorita. HTTP puts. Ah, es doble comida, ID. From route int ID, comma, from body
stock request DTO. And the great thing about this is that we already have this right here, so we're pretty much good to go, and we can just copy that, toss it in.
Update stock request DTO. Sí. DTOs del stock. New class llamada esa cosa. Y copiamos lo que tenemos en el stock, no, en el create. Sí. Update.
Have to hand type all of that stuff out like we did before, or just copy it over and have to delete a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we're good to go on that. Now what we want to do is Remember, we are going to have to use a searching algorithm in order to find the first stock to, number one, check it if it exists. And if it does exist, we need to modify the actual object so that .NET or Entity Framework can actually track it. Tracking is actually a very important thing, especially for the update, because it needs to be able to track the changes that you made. If that doesn't make sense, hold on just a second. Let's do a null check really quick. So if this is null, remember, if it does not exist, we definitely do not want to continue, and we don't want to do any further action, and we want to just go ahead and return not found. Just like that. Very simple. Then we're going to go down here. This is where things are going to get kind of a little crazy, and you probably have seen either something similar to this, but this is where the actual updates are happening. Keep in mind that we went and retrieved this, and when this actually occurs, Entity Framework is going to start tracking it. And when it tracks it, it's going to keep track of any updates that you make as well too. So what we want to do is we want to modify this thing straight on the actual object. We could abstract this away. Actually, we might abstract this away when we start talking about repositories, but for right now, let's just go ahead and do the alterations, do the update straight in the actual
Esto no lo tengo yo. A ver, update DTO.
object. So we'll go to company name, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll go stock
Update DTO.
model, and we'll have the purchase, and we'll go update DTO. So update DTO, go purchase, and stock model. Kind of repetitive, but just kind of got to
It is what it is.
Go update DTO, last div, stock model, stock model. We go stock model, and we go industry. We go update DTO. So update DTO. We go the industry.
Yo no tengo esa clase.
Then lastly, we want the market cap. So we'll go stock model dot industry, and let's see here, market cap, and we do update DTO. Then we're going to do market cap.
Buenas. Deja de romper cosas y juega Magic. Mm. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Company name. Purchase. Last tip. Industry. ¿Por qué quieres que juguemos Magic si el Magic está roto también? Eso también está roto. Este update stock no lo tengo
And all
yo.
that this is doing is taking this, what we got out of the actual database, and taking what we have up here.
Ah, update DTO. Es que me lo hizo. Ah, sí. Stock request DTO. ¿Qué? ¿Por qué puse eso? Yo no lo puse.
What you actually submitted to the API,
From body upstate.
modifying it. Then we do the magic doing is taking this, what we got. And let's see here, market cap, and we do update DTO.
Pero no lo rompes
then we're
tú.
gonna do market cap. And all that
Nah.
this is doing is taking this, what we got out of the actual
Imagínate la situación actual de Magic, que prefiero ver código que ver Magic. Imagínate, solo sentate un ratito y piensa en eso. De verdad,
database.
¿quién tiene la culpa?
Taking what we
¿Magic o
have
yo?
up
Update DTO. Update stock Update DTO. Ahí está. Update DTO. Update DTO. A la madre, no le he puesto bien el nombre, mira.
Here, what you actually submitted to the
Lo que no entiendo es por qué no me colorea a mí.
API, modifying it, then we do the magic thing that I talked about. We're going to do the save changes, and this is what's actually going to send it to the database, and then we return the OK, we return our action result, and we can return our stock model. So we go stock model, and then we change it to a to stock DTO. So then we just change it back to the to stock DTO, and we don't have to create another mapper for this. And that should be it. So let's go ahead here. I'm gonna go ahead, restart, do a hard restart of the server. We'll go back here. So let's find our string. We created kind of a crazy looking stock that didn't really even make sense. We created this string here. So let's go ahead and let's make this a real stock. We don't want this string 000 messing up all our beautiful data in here. So we'll go string and we'll say Amazon. We'll give Amazon a place in our API. So go Amazon. We'll say the purchase price. I think Amazon's like 300.
Era el 5 para nosotros. El post. API stock, API ID. Este es el que obtenía a todos, ¿verdad? Tryout. Execute. Ah, no. Get todos. Tryout, execute. Vamos por el quinto. ¿Qué? ¿Y el quinto? ¿Dónde está? Aquí está. El quinto, ID 5. Entonces aquí en nuestro nuevo put, el ID 5. Le vamos a poner 5. Y vamos a poner esto que dice él ahí.
$240 maybe. I don't really know.
Amazon. A ver, Amazon.
Bought Amazon like a really long time. I don't pay attention. The last dividend will say 2. I think no, actually I don't think they have a dividend. They have 0. So say industry, technology, and market cap.
Esperen, chat. Aló, buenas tardes. Sí, señorita, ¿qué puedo servirle? Ya, chat, disculpen. Una llamada de trabajo, un posible chance. Vamos a guardar esto mejor en Sublime.
Cap. Couple trillion.
Sí, hay que...
All right. So, moment of truth. And
Ah, sí,
looking
estábamos
good.
haciendo el update, ¿verdad? No me acordaba. Amazon Technology, Market Capacity. Vamos a poner 1 millón. Execute Response, Amazon. Ok, ahora verifiquemos en la base de datos. Ahí está, miren, sí se puso. ¡Wow! Somos increíbles.
But we need to make sure that it actually updated it in the actual database and everything is updated. We are good to go. Our update API endpoint is all set. Anyways, hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button.
Sí, 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 así es. Lo enjoy, lo enjoy. Vamos a darle likes porque hemos visto todos estos videos y no le hemos dado ningún like al buen joven. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, bueno, 7 aquí está. Y que el
What's up,
1
guys?
nos gusta y nos
Okay,
gusta el
guys. So,
2 y el 3.
I give
Miren,
this
cada
analogy
vez
of
la gente se va rindiendo. Miren,
this. Also,
empiezan con
video
2400,
we're going to sell
1200,
spreadsheet.
920,
So API.
840.
So if you are familiar from Create DTO, you are
510
going to
a la
send
hora.
up and
No. Cerremos esto.
some type of data, and the whole goal is to update an existing record. But an update is very different from a create and a. So out of all of the HTTP verbs,
Ese va a ser más
delete
fácil.
is going to be the easiest by far. And all that it entails is sending an ID to the API where the record will be deleted. And Entity Framework does most of this for you. The only thing that you have to do is use the ID to find the first stock or entity, whichever you're using, and then passing this entity into the remove function of Entity Framework, calling save changes. It's going to send the SQL to the database. You are pretty much good to go. So let's go ahead, let's hop inside of VS Code and let's get coding. So this one's going to be short, sweet, and to the point, just the way we like it. So let's go into here and we are going to have a delete, HTTP delete. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to have a route. Remember, we need to have this route and we need to pass in an ID.
Ay, Dios, ¿qué me pasa?
We need to actually be able to see. Number one, we can't delete anything if it doesn't exist. So we're going to check if it exists first. But let's go ahead. Let's make our signature. So action results will have our delete. And the delete is going to have a from route. We'll just put it there for good measure. Make sure just to have it from route. It's better to be official than to be sorry and just leave it out and something messes up. So just, even though we could just leave that out, I wouldn't recommend it. Let's go context. We'll go stocks, first or default, and x is equal to x.id is equal to the ID that we are passing in from here. So remember, we're going to go check to see. This is a very important part of many APIs is
x flechita x.id es igual al ID.
Doing the first or default check and making sure that it exists, because there's certain endpoints. Just try to form the correlation of which endpoints need to be checked if they actually exist or if the model actually exists and which don't, and it will help you a ton. So we've already checked we've already done a null check. Now we're going to go down.
If. Ay, no puedo con estos autocompletados, se los juro. Stock model igual. No estoy acostumbrado.
Down here, we're going to do context, go into our stock application DB context. We're going to go remove. We're going to pass in our stock model, of course. We're going to go context, save changes. Then here, we're going to return no content. And no content's kind of a strange one. You might not have seen that before, but whenever you do a delete, no content is a success. So it's a status 200, or a more specifically a 2.
Esperen, chat. ¿Están tocando el timbre? Ahorita vengo. 4. Hola, ya vine. Miren, me conseguí un pie.
204, which is the good thumbs up, green thumbs up for deleting. All right, so let's go into here and go ahead, restart it, run Swagger, and let's check to see if it works. So go into here, and let's delete a stock that we no longer want in our stock API. And I'm going to go with VTI. I used to be a big VTI guy, but I kind of have gotten out of VTI for real. And I'm going to go down here, and we're going to go ahead and delete it. Fingers crossed. Yes, I think we're...
Vámonos a la prueba. Esta, ya está el delete. Yo quiero eliminar Microsoft. No, Microsoft ha sido bueno con nosotros. Mejor eliminemos ese que ni sabemos de qué es. Plantir. Try out. Le pongo el ID. Execute. Aquí está. El segundo. Refresquemos. Somos increíbles. El mejor API CRUD que han visto en toda la internet.
Yes. 204 undocumented. All right, let's go. So let's also make sure we have our get and VTI is no longer there. Okay, that's pretty much it. Next, we are going to move on to async. Anyways, hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching. So unfortunately, a lot of the code that you write is going to be incredibly slow no matter what you do. You could throw hardware at it. You could do all types of performance tricks. But database calls and network calls are slow by nature. They are literal turtles in the world of computing. And the reason that this occurs is because you have to reach into an outside system. When you make a database call in your code, that database does not exist in your code. You have to go outside. And the same goes for a network request. When you make a network request, you have to go thousands and thousands of miles to a server, to a router somewhere in order to actually be able to get that request and get it back. And in the grand scheme of computing, these are some of the slowest actions that can exist. But we have a secret weapon, and that is async. And the concept of async as we know it today was actually invented by C#, but it was quickly stolen by all of the other languages, which I totally understand because it actually was a really great idea. So let's just talk about it from a 10,000 foot overview. Synchronous. This is
No tengo ni
slow
idea.
code. What's going to happen is that the code
Ni
will
idea
not
de
be
que
fast
era el
because
async lo
it
implementó
can
el C#.
go outside
Increíble.
of the actual scope. What asynchronous code really does is it allows us to execute multiple pieces of code at one time. While slow code is being executed in our stock controller, we can actually execute code in our comment controller and our stock controller at the same time. And asynchronous code is literally the backbone of why servers are so fast today. But the beauty of C# and the beauty of .NET is that you can quickly add async to almost any piece of code. Watch this. So if you want to make a function async, the first thing that you do is you just add async to it. Now, async isn't actually doing anything. This word async is literally just for you, the developer. When you add async to a function, there is nothing else going on. Another thing that we need to do is we need to add this thing called a task. A task is just a return type, and this is going to give us the return type in the form of a task, which is basically a fancy wrapper for our object. You see, when we actually get done with an async action, we have to return something. Even if the function has not returned, even if the database call has not returned, we need to actually return something, and that thing being returned is a task, whether something is there or not. The next thing that we need to do is we need to actually
Yo no entiendo cómo se me ensucian tan fácil los lentes. Mira, ahorita tengo una como micra de no sé qué por dentro del lente. Si ni me los he quitado, ni he tocado nada.
add await. Now, await is just a fancy word for make this async. And if we add await to our get stock from the database, remember that we don't want to actually make code that is not going outside the system async. What's going to happen is that this is going to perform async code just right here, and it's not going to perform async code anywhere else. And when we actually run this function, this code right here is not going to be async. This code right here is not going to be async. This code right here is not going to be async. The only code that's going to be running async is what you put await. And when you add await to a piece of code, .NET is going to add what's called a coroutine. And a coroutine basically means that you are going to get your code returned to you in the form of a yield, and this will allow the code to interrupt any other process that's going on, quickly return, or then you can quickly go on to your next piece of code and execute the rest of the code. But that's a lot, so let's go ahead, let's hop inside VS Code, and let's start switching over a lot of the code that we wrote to async. So now we are inside of our controller, and we need to go ahead and start turning this boring synchronous code into fast, cool async code. And as always, what we do is we go ahead, we slap on the async keyword. Remember, async doesn't actually do anything underneath the hood. It's there for you to be able to identify asynchronous functions, because once you actually make code async, it's going to be a lot harder to debug, and you need to be able to spot when the await keyword is present. But we will make an await keyword just in a second after we add the return task. The return task is the return type that is going to be returned at the end of the function. And in our case, our iAction result is what's going to be returned, but we need to wrap it in a task, because technically when this returns, something has to be there. It may not have actually returned. This await may not have actually succeeded and got something from our database. But at the end of the day, the compiler still needs a value there to be able to hold while it runs other stuff. And once this task gets completed, it's going to use a yield to quickly get the value back where you're.
A yield, eso no lo entendí bien. Un yield. Ratio. Yield of cost. The development yield is calculated as development's net operation income. No voy a leer esto todavía. A ver si
Your
lo
code
aplica.
will resume. But let's go ahead. We also need to finish here. We need to make sure that our actual asynchronous code, this is actually asynchronous code. Nothing else in this function is actually asynchronous. This is the only piece of asynchronous code because it has no wait. So what we need to do is we need to take this previous toList, this boring toList, and we need to make it async. Now we could make this select async right here, but I think it's easier just to kind of break this apart, go down here, and what I'm going to do is just make a var stock DTL. I'm going to turn this into a stock DTL. DTO, and we are going to wait till this returns, and then we are going to do the select. So after this gets done running, then we will for sure have our stock DTO down here. This select async right here, but I think it's easier just to kind of break this apart, go down here, and what I'm going to do. But let's go ahead. We also need to finish here. We need to make sure that our actual asynchronous code, this is actually asynchronous code. Nothing else in this function is actually asynchronous. This is the only piece of asynchronous code because it has no wait. So what we need to do is we need to take this previous toList, this boring toList, and we need to make it async. Now we could make this select async right here, but I think it's easier just to kind of break this apart, go down here, and what I'm going to do is just make a var stock DTO. I'm going to turn this into a stock DTO, and we are going to wait till this returns, and then we are going to do the select. So after this gets done running, then we will for sure have our stock DTO down here where we can then manipulate it
Ah, no tenía eso, ¿ve? Entity
and
Framework
return.
Core.
That was a lot. The next functions are going to be a little bit easier. So let's go down here, same exact thing. We're going to go async, go ahead, wrap this in a task, go down here, and we need to identify. Because we're going to actually go to the database, we need to make this an await, and we need to make this a find async. So we're going to go find async, looking good, not really much else to do here. That was a pretty much a gimme. So next, async, go ahead, wrap this in a task, then go here, go task, and anything, remember, anything that's going to the database, we want that await. So we're going to go await right here, go await right here, and you're going to also get rid squiggly lines because we need to make this async. And luckily for us, Entity Framework has all the asynchronous code built directly in, and we don't have to actually worry about any of it. So go down here, go async, go task, go action result. We need to look for anything that's going to the database. So we got database code right here. We're going to go first or default async. It's going to go ahead, bring that in. And need to make this in await because we're hitting database code right here. We're going to go first or default async. It's going to go ahead, bring that in, and need to make this in await because we're hitting the database, and we also need to make this async. Lastly, delete's going to be a gimme. Also need a, okay, almost thought I forgot to put the async right here. Okay, so the delete's going to be pretty much a gimme. It's going to be very easy. We just have to wrap it in a task. So go here. We're going to go here. First or default async. This is actually super easy, except for the delete. The delete gets a little crazy. Do not add an await to the delete because remove is not an asynchronous function. I don't know why that is. If you do know why, please leave a comment down in the description. And please enlighten us, because I searched everywhere and could not find the reason. So that looks pretty much good to go. And please enlighten us, because I searched everywhere and could not find the reason. So that looks pretty much. Please leave a comment down in the description. I add an await to the delete because remove is not an asynchronous function. I don't know why that is. If you do know why, please leave a comment down in the description, and please enlighten us, because I searched everywhere and could not find the reason. So that looks pretty much good to go. I'm gonna go down here. Go ahead.
Hola, qué horrible. Si presionas aquí, agregas punteros. A la madre, qué horrible. Si presionas el clic de medio, agregas múltiples punteros. Uno. A ver, control, alt, shift. Con shift hace lo de los punteros. Un puntero. Un puntero aquí, un puntero acá. Ah, no. No abarca todas las líneas al igual. Stock. Nah.
Go ahead, start running this thing. So .NET watch run. Go ahead, run it. So let's go ahead and test everything. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna do a get, and see here. Everything looks good. Getting the same values back that we got before. Gonna go ahead, add another post like this. Let's go back up, test it real quick. And it looks a lot faster, as you can tell. So our string did show up. Let's go ahead down here. I'm going to grab this and going to see here. We'll go ahead, do our get by ID. Go ahead, pass that in here. Looking good. Let's do a put, try it out. Go ahead, pass that in there. And I'll change the purchase to 90. Looking good. And then let's go into here and let's go ahead and delete it. And with that, we'll make sure that everything is working correctly. And we have a 204. Everything is looking good. So after this, we're going to go ahead and move on to repository. Hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button.
¿Por qué no puedo? ¿Por qué no puedo entrar aquí? Ahí está. Bien, entonces primero el get de todos. Execute. Ok. Un post nuevo. Tryout. Execute. Y ahora regresemos a ver qué hay aquí. Execute. Tiene que haber un 6 empty. No empty, sino default. Ahora esto es para obtener el ID. Tomemos el 5, que era el de... ¿qué? El último que pusimos era Amazon. Amazon, ajá. Y ahora un put. ¿Qué hacía este put? Ah, actualizaba. A ver, tryout. Vamos a actualizar Amazon y vamos a ponerle eBay. 5. No, mejor el nuevo. Mejor el nuevo. El nuevo es 6, sí. El 6. 6 y le ponemos GameStop. GameStop. Purchase 00 Industry. Jueguitos. Pongámosle un... así. Execute. Se supone que ya. Execute de nuevo. GameStop. Eso. Y ahora el delete. Vamos a eliminar a Amazon. Que es el 5. Es el 5, ¿verdad? Sí, es el 5. Quiero eliminarlo. Ja, 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 ja. Vamos a dejar eBay como única opción de compra en línea. Execute. Ya no hay 5. Así hay 4 y 6. Buenísimo. Vamos a seguir viendo este tutorial. Está muy bueno. Está demasiado bueno. Vamos a dejar el like al buen nombre. Vamos a regresar y
So
dejar
out of
like.
all of, so
Aquí
the
dijimos
word
like, no.
update is
Ahí está.
very intuitive. It works like this. So
Ok,
unfortunately,
async
a
await.
lot of the code
Sí, la
that
verdad
you
que sí
write
se siente más
is going to
responsivo.
be incredibly performance tricks. But
Chat, ahí lo voy a dejar por ahorita. Ya saben que el fallo se va a conectar en la noche, entonces vamos a farmear a Freina, al Ultimate Freina. Al Ultimate Freina de Fair Descendants. Y si no se conecta, pues ahí miramos si jugamos Far o le seguimos con esto también. Esto está bien, me gusta, me ha estado gustando hacer split y al menos ver, aunque sea un poquito, pero creo que me está sirviendo bastante. Y tengo que todavía encontrarle un poco de amor al Visual Studio Code, porque quiero buscar un archivo y no sé cómo. Quiero hacer un grep, digamos, dentro de los archivos que están, pero sin contar, por ejemplo, los módulos. No sé cómo hacerlo, no sé cómo hacer un montón de cosas aquí. Tonto IDE, cómo lo odio. Va pues, ahí hablamos. Un gusto tenerlos por aquí, buena hora por pasarse. Y hablamos en aproximadamente 3 horas. Adiós, chat.